Bhagwat Gita, chapter 1, verse 12, 13 and 14. Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddha pitamaha singhanadam vinuddhachay shankadadmo pratapavan tatah shankhascha bherishcha panvananakagaumukha सहसैवाह हन्यन्त सशब्दस्तु मूलोऽभवत् ततः श्वेतैर्यहैर्ययुक्ते महती स्यान्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यो शान्कौ प्रात्मतौ. Here Duryodhana again stands for the material desire, Bhishma stands for ego, and Drona stands for the habit. Verse 12 states that the grandsire Bhishma, oldest and the most powerful of the Kurus, with the purpose of cheering Duryodhana, blew his conch shell with resounding lion's roar. Hence, ego or the Bhishma, in his own defense, initiates the call to arms. In the context of this Gita verse, this means that during deep meditation, when the breath has become calm, producing a very enjoyable state of peace, wherein the mind is withdrawn from the senses, the worried ego rouses in the devotee the thought of the body identification, reviving the restless breath in which is like the lion's roar compared to the absolute stillness of the interiorized meditative state. As soon as the devotee resumes his natural practice of dependency on fast breathing, a blowing of conch shell that reduces consciousness of material sounds through vibration of the gross akasha or the ether, the material desire of the body is aroused and cheered on to rally the senses against the powers of meditation. The devotee should not be discouraged at this, which is due to lack of long continued practice of meditation. The truth is, in the earlier stages of meditation, all the devotees find their limited body consciousness resisting the expansion into the omnipresence. Verse 13 states that after the Bhishma or the ego blows the conch shell, then suddenly a great chorus from the conch shell, kettle drums, cymbals, tabors, cow horn trumpets sounded from the side of the Kurus. The noise was terrific. It means that after the ego creates a material vibration, reawakening the thought of the body consciousness and rousing the restless breath, the senses also begin to send out their various distracting vibratory sounds in order to disrupt the devotee's meditation. Actually, it is a battle in which both the physical and the astral vibratory sounds of senses pull the consciousness towards the body, and the vibrations of a wondrous astral music emitted by the inner discriminative powers and vital activities in the spinal center draws the consciousness towards the soul and spirit. The aspiring yogis know all too well from the experience that during the first stage of meditation, the concentration may become deep enough to shut off the sounds of the external world, but the resultant inner peace is short-lived. When the ego consciousness is still awake and blows the conch shell of breath, the sense organs of the heart, circulation, lungs make many peculiar thumping, throbbing, purring sounds. Behind these is a cacophony of the body's bound astral counterparts, but no fine astral music is heard. The mind becomes discouraged and unsteady, a prisoner of its own senses, enslaved nature. The body begins to complain and wants to break its meditation pose. Verse 14. Then also Madhava and the Pandava, seated in their grand chariot with its yoke of white horses, splendidly blew their celestial conch shells. Hence, when the ego disturbs the breath, During deep meditation, the soul again tries to revive the intuitive consciousness in the persevering devotee by sounding a series of astral vibrations and illumining the inner gaze with a divine light. Pandava, or the devotee Arjuna, seated in the chariot of meditative intuition, with his attention focused on the spirit as Krishna or the Christ consciousness at the Kutastha center between the eyebrows, beholds the light of the spiritual eye, hears the sacred sound of the pranava, the creative Om vibration with its different cosmic sounds vibrating from the spinal centers in the astral body. The devotee, first listening within, hears only the gross sounds of the breath, heart, circulation, and so on, and perhaps the astral vibratory sound behind these, ready to bring him back to the matter. As his attention deepens, he hears the astral music of divine consciousness within. In his concentration is steady. He also may see the light of the spiritual eye, the intuitive, all seeing eye of the soul. Behold the chariot of intuition, drawn by the stallions of white light, racing in all directions from the dark blue center the soul abode. Krishna, in this verse, is referred to as Madhava. Ma means the Prakriti, Dhava means the husband, a blue radiance of telescoping spiritual eye, the soul door through which a devotee is able to enter the state of Krishna or the Kutastha Chaitanya, universal Christ consciousness. Surrounding this blue light is a brilliant white golden light, the telescoping astral eye through which all nature is perceived. In the center of the blue light is a white star-like light, doorway to the infinite or the cosmic consciousness.